Hello and welcome along to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Project Cars 2 Xbox group, where today we are carrying on with our Clio Cup Championship and it's round 6, Nürburgring Mullenbach, a really good little circuit. There's a lot of fun, plenty of overtaking opportunities as well. Only 0.92 miles, 8 turns and a very short run down to turn 1 as well, so expect plenty of carnage off the start line. And it's a packed field we've got too on this little circuit, 12 drivers lining up there. Or most of the regulars, a couple of the more newcomers as well, and it's Alex CDL who leads the championship as we head into this round. There's just a few races left now, and just ahead of Chris Doherty, Stuart Davis and Scuderia Sam. It's a four-way battle for the lead at the moment still after Stuart's win in the last race, and then we've got the whole chasing pack after them as well after that. So they're on the starting grid now, and it's Stuart Davis flashing his lights to signal the start, and he's starting from pole, and they're underway now, and immediately they go 4 abreast, even 5 abreast, coming down into turn 1, which is a downhill right-hander, and that's Big Bad Wolf challenging for the lead. Scuderia Sam, oh, big carnage there. That's Ratzer, I think, who just took out Cherry Berry. A big incident, and that was BTCC Dan as well. Massive contact for BTCC Dan, who's off in the gravel, somewhere recovering. And now back with the leaders. Oh, that's Loopy McGee getting a bit leery. And that's Chris Doherty with Stuart Davis off. I think Chris Doherty might have nudged Stuart Davis. Oh, and now Scuderia Sam's round as well in the barrier. It's a terrible start for Scuderia Sam as well. Loopy McGee there in 6th. And that's Stuart Davis going all over the place. He's really lost positions here from pole position. And that's D-Man now into 3rd. And Alex as well. Alex CDL. Whoa, big slide from Alex CDL there. And now D-Man's challenging for that 3rd position from Stuart Davis. And this has allowed Big Bad Wolf in the lead, just ahead of Chris Doherty. A great start for Chris, Alex.
Yeah, it's the perfect start for him, Wolf, but Wolf's still leading, as you see Alex now trying on the inside of Stuart as they touch, and lucky there. I think Alex just backed out to stop the hit into the barrier, but that's cost him, and now Loopy will be trying to catch him. Not sure what happened at the start there, but as you can see, looks like Raz is glitching a bit, which as he think he took out BTCC Dan and Cherry Berry, but they're in the pack with Scuderia Sam now as well. As that's BTCC Dan into the barrier there, resetting. Tried a bit of a lunge here, but just lost the back end, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, BTCC Dan really went for that one, didn't he? And he nearly made it stick, but ended up facing into the barrier, and I think it's going to be a good battle between him and Cherry Berry in this race. I got the feel of it. And Big Bad Wolf now is trying to defend Chris Doherty, who's got into a fantastic position here with his championship rivals a little bit further down. He's got a few drivers between him and them, and if he can get past Big Bad Wolf here, who's no couch potato, of course, in that potato-coloured car, and he'll really be able to put himself in pole position for this championship for the last couple of races and put himself in a great position. Is he going to go for a dive now into turn 1? It is a place you can go for it. We ride on board now with Chris Doherty as we're looking at the back of that Clio Cup racer, and and Big Bad Wolf's getting a little bit sideways now, but he manages to hold on to it very nicely. Great car control there. This is going to give Chris a great run now up the hill. Has he got enough momentum to go around the outside at the Schumacher S's? It doesn't look like it, but then there's another great lunge and overtaking opportunity here too, but Big Bad Wolf holds that one nicely. Or does he? And he's run wide. He's locked a rear wheel, and that's Chris Doherty now into the lead. Alex, what do you make of that?
Oh, that was great patient driving there by Chris, just putting pressure on Wolf, and Wolf made his own mistakes there, and that's put Chris through in a great position for the championship as well, as Stu and Alex are down in 4th and 5th, and Sam's even further back in 7th. This is ideal for him to gain the maximum points as much as possible, but as you can see, Alex and Stu are still pretty close to D-Man in 3rd, so anything can still happen.
Anything can indeed still happen, especially after the last race at Liddon Hill, where we saw a lot of drivers retire due to glitching errors. Ruatza is already out of this race with a glitch problem, unfortunately, which probably contributed to his incident at turn 1, and that's Alex CDL now down the inside of Stuart Davis. A great lunge, and Stuart's now going to fight back on the outside. You can make it stick through there if you get the line right and the momentum, but now they go side by side again now through the next corner into the last corner. Alex CDL has the inside, Stuart Davis is on the outside. Stuart gets pushed a little bit wide, but Alex is very fair there, leaves him plenty of room, and they go side by side now down the hill into turn 1 with Loopy McGee in the back, waiting to see what happens and unfolds here.
Here's another battle between these two again. They're at it again. Alex on the inside there. looks like he's just squeezing Stu out, and that's let Loopy through. But that could also work as well because of their teammate. So he might have been trying to help his teammate through as well, gain points. And also Stu is a championship rival, so that's worked out. I wonder if there'll be team orders now. Just let's let Loopy let Alex through, just so it's a win-win for both of them.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? Loopy Muck Spin is the team name. Let's hope there's no spins going on here. But we'll see what happens. I think Lyddon as well, they may have been on the mic as well to each other, trying to do a bit of choreography with their team there, and they've pulled away from Stuart Davis now. I don't know if Stuart's got a problem or maybe he's just had a bit of a scruffy lap, but they certainly pulled away. Loopy Muck G might be holding up Alex a little bit here, quite possibly, and Alex might be wanting to get past here, get up the road after D-Man, who's just a few car lengths ahead of them. What do you think?
Yeah, you think so, especially just try and gain position to Chris, as Chris is leading us, and he'll get the maximum 25 points, as we see Cherry Berry and BCC Dan still battling away. I think Raz is actually just completely glitched out now, so he's out the race. But it's close between these two as BCC Dan looks around the outside, not quite, locks up slightly, looks on the inside, but Cherry Berry's ahead. You see, you can really place the cars inside and out. You can really look for the gaps and just try and go for it. And you see how close BCC Dan is now on Cherry Berry. See if he goes on to the first corner now. It's not quite a straight, it banks to the left. It's a nice sweeper. So you can really throw it to the outside if you're brave.
Yeah, he just tried to do that, didn't he? And he's got a little bit of a better run here, though, on Cherry Berry. And, yeah, Cherry Berry now is on the outside of as they go up the hill to the Schumacher SS. And BTCC Dan's on the inside, but that's going to become the outside. And it's like, oh, on two wheels. Oh, look how close they get to touch him. But they just managed to avoid each other. Great bit of driving from the both of them there. Cherry Berry, I don't know what he's doing. That's a completely wrong line into there. But now he's just managed to hold the inside line. Or has he? And now the other Dan fights back. This is Battle of the Dans, of course. And now BDCCC Dan takes the position away. But now Cherry Berry comes back again. This is great driving from the both of them here. Great bit of action. I think these guys are having a lot of fun, even if it is for 8th and 9th.
Yeah, it's great crisscrossing between the two of them. One person gets past, the other one is right back the inside as well. As BC's Dan now tries the outside, but not quite worked. That's allowed Cherry Berry a bit of breathing room, but BTCC Dan will get the slipstream back up the hill, which is of great help. He might dive it down the inside here. Will he just make a stick? Oh, it's close. Great driving by both of them, being very respectful, leaving room. But we'll have to see how it goes. As Dan almost into the back of him there. It looks like it's so close between the two of them.
Yeah, there's nothing between these two guys on pace, it looks like. When one of them gets ahead, the other one is immediately in the wing mirrors looking to get past again. So this could be a race-long battle. This could be in for the long run. We're already halfway through this race. These guys must be absolutely sweating, and this have been battling non-stop since lap 1. Of course, they were both a victim of Ratz's glitching incident at turn 1, weren't they? They both got taken out there. And that's Cherry Berry, and he's taken himself out onto the gravel as we ride on board with him, but he's heading towards the barrier, and that's let BDCC Dan through on the inside now, and he's given up that position once more. And how many more overtakes are these two going to make during this race? It's anyone's guess, I think, isn't it? But BDCC Dan Holloway, as we know him from the PS4 groups, and the PS4 Clio Championship will be starting quite soon, won't it? So this will be good driving from Dan if he can. Oh, and that's Alex CDL through on Loopy McG there. Maybe Loopy McG just letting him pass for the team orders maybe going on here. But yeah, Dan Holloway, I think you'll be looking at this and thinking a good bit of practice for the PS4 Championship too.
Yeah, definitely. He's not the only one. You've got Stu as well in the orange car there on your screen. He'll also be participating in the PS4 racing. Alex Brown, who is unfortunately not racing in this race, he'll be on PS4 as well. So there's quite a few of the Xbox guys on the PlayStation 4 as well. So they'll get a bit more practice than the other PlayStation 4 guys when it comes to the racing. But with these little cars, anything can happen, and it usually does.
Certainly does, doesn't it? This championship actually has been fantastic. It's been everything we might have hoped for a championship. We've had multiple race winners. multiple podium. I don't know how many people have been on the podium actually. I'll have to find that stat out for the next race. It feels like most of the field has been on the podium at some point. Loopy McGee's getting nicely in the mix as well, up in 5th place as well. Ever improving. Scuderia Sam's not his favourite car, as he struggled a little bit, but he's still in the championship mix. So yeah, it's completely open still for the last few races. D-Man as well, now he's back with his steering setup. We're looking at D-Man at the moment in 3rd place, going along very nicely. He seems to be much happier, doesn't he?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he gelled with the controller as much. I think it was a leap backwards for him, especially with you don't have as much, feel, I guess, compared to a controller where you're just pressing buttons. You can actually control throttle and steering inputs, and it is a lot smoother than a lot of people give it, really. As you can see, it's greatly improved him. I think in the first 4 rounds when he was on control, he was back down at the end of the midfield, and now he's up in the podium for the last 2 rounds. So it's a vast improvement. As you see, talking improvement, you see Loopy here, he's still with Alex, and you can just see how much he's improved since his first lot of races. He's really gained some speed.
Yeah, he definitely is, and Alex, it looks like he's struggling a little bit with this car. Oh, Loopy McGee's clipped the barrier, now he gets clipped by Stuart Davis's orange machine as well. That's very unfortunate for Loopy, just as we were saying how much he's been improving and stuff. He just makes a little mistake there, but it's very easily done in that corner. We've seen a lot of drivers do that, but now this has put him under pressure from Scuderia Sam, who'd be very grateful of someone to fight, I think, and he's been on his own for the most of this race ever since the start.
Yeah, Sam's very fast around here. He won, I think, the last couple of times we've been to Mullenbach, and you can see how fast he is because he's actually caught this train of Loopy McGee, Stu and Alex, so he'd be looking to get past Loopy, as he is quite a bit faster after that last lap, 4 seconds up on him. That's very impressive indeed. So he'd be looking to get past him and then hope to have a battle with his old mate Stu.
Yeah, that could get tasty, couldn't it?
Oh, definitely.
The old karting teammate rivals.
Yeah, anything can happen with those two. You'll usually fireworks. As you can see, he's right on the back of Loopy now. He'd be getting the slipstream down the hill. Possibly might make a lunge here. He might have a sensible hat on. Yeah, he does. Locks up a bit though, so that'll cost him getting the front in. But a good exit from the corner. Excellent there. As he's looking on the outside of Loopy McGee now on the grass. He's on the curb. He used every bit of the road. Just tucks back in. Oh, not quite. Yeah,
still chasing hard now, going through the twisty little middle part of the circuit here. Loopy McGee's placing his car absolutely fantastically. Down, defending very hard there, making his Clio the widest Renault in the world. But he's made the track a little bit too wide for himself, and he's gone off into the gravel. And that's, in the end, is actually quite easy for Scuderia Sam to get past. But it was unfortunate that, because he was doing a great job of defending. Who's that? That's Cherryberry, isn't it? Oh, he's been lapped. So Cherryberry's just been lapped by Chris Doherty.
Yeah, I think he was just getting out of the way there, which was nice of him. Just run wide, let Chris through. I think he'll be just as gracious to Wolf as well, as that's BTCC Dan just ahead of him. A bit unfortunate for Dan with the first lap, as he is pretty fast as we've seen in the other races, but you never know. He might get tangled up with Chris here, and that'll allow Wolf back through, who's slowly losing the grip on the win here, you'd have to think.
Yeah, I think so. His time's running out for Big Bad Wolf now, and you can see Chris Doherty, he's managed to keep him honest, hasn't he? Just a second and a half or so consistently for the whole race. Between the two of them, oh, it's Cherryberry making a move again on Chris Doherty. I don't know what's going on there, and he took him out. Yeah, I think he just hasn't quite had the pace, I don't think. Big Bad Wolf has caught up a little bit now, but it's been very close between them actually all race, and yeah, it's just not been close enough to make a move though. I think these two have been driving very hard though. Either one of them could have made a mistake, and yeah, very clean but very hard racing between the two of them, even though it's not really been wheel-to-wheel stuff.
Yeah, definitely, and shows the improvement in a lot of the drivers. You wouldn't really put Wolf as one of the front runners in these cars, but he's really put the effort in, and he's doing really well as he goes past Cherryberry there. It goes around the outside. It's a great move, but I think Cherryberry made a little bit of a mistake because his bumper flaps in the wind, and he's actually a lot closer now to Chris, which is interesting. So maybe Chris went wide and made a mistake, as Cherryberry makes a mistake there in the background. But yeah, he's a lot closer now as we see Sam chasing down Stu. You can see the pace of Sam. He's absolutely rapid around here. He likes to lock up the wheels a bit. It's so close to the barrier, almost hitting it. Didn't want to hit that again.
Certainly not. And he did a 44.2 the last lap. The only person who's quicker than that at the moment is the Irishman, Chris Doherty and D-Man. Scooter Sam runs a little bit wide there. I think he had a bit of a issue going on, and did have a lot of issues at Lydden. Glitched out of the race, of course, so only got points for 9th place because he didn't get to finish the race, as many others did as well actually in that race. We had like 4 retirements, I think. So he's desperate to make amends in this one, but starting far back and being involved in some incidents means he can see his title challenge slipping away in this race. Oh, and he makes a lunge for it on Stuart Davis down the inside. That was incredible, but didn't quite get through. It's a hell of a lunge, and Stuart Davis is fighting back, and he manages to take the position back again. And Stuart will be thinking, oh, that's a bit harsh, that one was. But Mr. Lunge himself, I think, would be impressed with that slightly. And they touch again, coming out onto the main straight. And we said there'd be fireworks between these two, didn't we?
Yeah, he took a note out of Stu's playbook there. He really sent it down the inside. Great move and great car control, because the car was fully sideways as he might try it again, but Stu might be wise to that this time. He might have done it a lap too soon, as I think this is the last lap, so he'll be really going for it. Right on the bumper now, Stu going into the S's. Looking on the inside there. Will he try again? Oh, outside this time. Will he get the cutback? Stu's on the grass there. That's not ideal. He's really slowed to almost a stop, and that's allowed Sam through on the last lap. That's a great move there, as we see Chris and Wolf and D-Man go across the line there. But
yeah, Chris Doherty takes the win. Fantastic win for Chris. Really well deserved. Ahead of Big Bad Wolf. Great drive from him too, and D-Man as well. Alex coming home in 4th to minimise the damage to his title challenge, and Scuderia Sam as well, and Stuart Davis, the other three title contenders, down in 4th, 5th and 6th, with Chris winning it. Loopy McG slipped back to 7th in the end, but he also had a great race. BTCC, Dan and Cherryberry were just separated by hardly anything throughout the whole of that, I think. Great racing between those two. Unfortunately, Ratzer as well, glitching out quite early on. So this is what it does for the championship. It's 2 wins apiece for Chris Doherty and Alex, and only 6 points between them now heading into the last 2 rounds. Stuart Davis and Scuderia Sam were playing catch up there, just 1 point between the two of them as they battle for 3rd overall. So don't miss the last 2 rounds. It's going to be incredible action, I think.